What's going on, people? This is the raw and unedited review of the LG V10. Like I said, raw and unedited, so I'm not going to make any changes to the video or anything like that. I want to give y'all a nice review of the LG V10, and believe it or not, this is actually being filmed on the LG V20. So y'all could check out the camera quality for the LG V20 by me filming it, and also the audio recording as well. The reason why I wanted to do an LG V10 review is because I'm with T-Mobile. I love them. And I'm on their program called Jump. Now, I wanted the LG V20 when it first came out, but I didn't get it. I got the LG V10 because it was cheaper. And a lot of y'all wondering, should you get the LG V10 or should you get your LG V20? Now, in my personal opinion, it comes down to exactly what you're looking for, because both of the devices are terribly similar. Not terribly, incredibly similar. So really, if you get the V10, you're not missing out on much, because it's an incredible phone. Now, at the same time, if you have a V10, should you upgrade to the V20? My answer to that would be yes at the same time. Like I said, it's in what you're looking for. A lot of people say that this phone and the LG V20 is for power users, which is true, but I'm not one for using my phone too heavy and draining the battery and the power consumption and the chip that's inside of it. I like making my phones last in case I want to sell it or give it back to the carrier, like I have to do tomorrow. I have to return this phone tomorrow. So I'm doing this review before I have to turn the phone in, and I want you guys to take a good look at the LG V10, in case you wanted one of these and didn't have enough money for the LG V20, just like I didn't. First off, let me talk about the screen. This is a big phone. The one thing I don't like is when people get big phones like this and complain about how big it is. It's not really a phone, it's a phablet. You don't get a phablet and say, well, you can't really use it with one hand. Well, of course not. It's not a regular size phone. It's a phablet. Don't buy one if you're going to complain about the screen size. It's a 5.7-inch screen with a second display above that. So if you are not big on big phones, if you have really tiny hands and you want to complain about using it with one hand, because I have big hands. Well, medium-sized hands, big hands. I wear large and gloves, and I can't even use the phone with one hand. But instead of complaining about how big the screen size is, let's talk about the usability of it. I'm not really going to do a big review on it. I just want to talk specs, really. So, I mean, with this phone, it is a huge phone, but we have the secondary display up here, which works awesome. And then if you do want to work the phone with one hand, LG has found a way for you to do that. Boom. And not only does it do this, it actually does it for every single app you want to go in. So all apps are integrated in this screen size. No matter what you want to do, all apps are integrated. Oh, I pay for YouTube Red, my bad. All apps are integrated. It doesn't matter what you want to do. Even if you wanted to do a Facebook Messenger pop-up, it's integrated. So instead of complaining on how big the screen is, let's talk about how they made it where you can actually use the big screen with one hand. And let's talk about the second screen up here. I watched a lot of reviews on the LG V10 and the LG V20. And everybody's talking bad about the second screen. Some talk good, some talk bad, but most say the same thing. It's in the wrong place. Stop comparing this thing to an iPhone, please. It's not an iPhone. It doesn't have a command center down here, and then the command center isn't as integrated as the second screen up here is. I think the second screen up here is perfect. It's in the perfect place. it's a phablet, so you're supposed to use it with two hands. Like, it does not matter what you do, you're supposed to use it with two hands unless you're laying down and you're using it like this. Like, other than this, you're supposed to use it with two hands. And how if you're really that lazy that you can't go right here and click whatever you want. This isn't even my recently used apps. This is just my most frequent apps that you can definitely change. I'll show you all that in the settings. But these are my last 5. These are my recently used apps that I just showed y'all. But if you're really that lazy that you can't do that with one hand or two hands, then you really don't need this phone. But this phone is awesome. The second screen is awesome. The LG V10 is a really good phone. Like I said, I got it because I couldn't get the LG V20. At the time, my bank didn't allow how high I wanted to spend. They have a cap on me per my request. So the LG V20 was $289 as a down payment. So out of all the taxes and fees, just to get it shipped here, I had to pay $350. But the LG V10 on T-Mobile down payment was just $86. So I watched a couple reviews on the LG V10, and when I tell you I fell in love, I mean fell in love with this phone. I completely fell in love with this phone. The 3,000 milliamp hour battery. The user interface is nice and clean. The second screen is beautiful. The customization is amazing. I didn't customize it that much, but the customization of it is amazing. I've watched a couple YouTube videos. People had a lot of crazy stuff going on. But like I said, I don't like to wear down my computer chip much, in case I want to resell or give it back to the manufacturer and get as much money back as I can. This phone is amazing. I'm not a big spec geek. I'm doing this review for us normal people. Us I don't know what a frame rate is type people. Like, that's me. I'm not really huge on perfect this and perfect that and AMOLED and all that. It's a phone screen and it looks beautiful. It's a LCD, LED, whatever, phone screen, and it looks perfect. And this is with auto brightness turned on. This isn't even all the way. This isn't even max. This is auto brightness. This is only 47%. So y'all can see how beautiful the display is. And this is low resolution right here. This is low brightness. Everybody was bashing LG for this these two metal rails right here. I thought it was perfect. Not only is it grippy, but it lets you know that you're holding this phone. Like, it lets you know that the phone is in your hands and you're not going to drop it. And then at the same time, this rubbery back right here was amazing because I never dropped this phone, not one time. I've had the phone for 6 months and never dropped it, not one time. And even if I did, that's the best I would do. Like, I never dropped this phone. I never even had a scare moment where I thought I was going to drop it. Not once. The only thing I would complain about is the volume rockers being on the back. That's the only thing I didn't like. Other than that, the camera was good. The dual camera on the front is perfect. The LG V20s is good on the front too. It's not a dual camera, it's a single. But the LG V20s is amazing because it gets that really, really wide angle photo that you really want. I'm not really a rear camera shooter type of guy. There's not enough reason for me to use it. I'm more of a front camera type of guy. So, I take selfies a lot and post them on Facebook. I mean, if I see something nice, like a rainbow or a fast car or something like that, then sure. Or if I'm at like a family reunion type thing and I want to take a picture of a nice big picture of my family, then yeah, I'd use the rear camera, but not really. There's not really enough reason for me to use any rear camera, which was interesting enough for me getting the V20 because it has the dual cameras on the back and the V10 has the single. But it is a 16 megapixel camera, so the pictures on the back is amazing. And then the V20 has a 16 with an 8 wide angle. But like I said, this phone is great. It's perfectly fast. It loads up everything nice and quick. The speaker is nice, even though it's on the bottom. Will you be disappointed with the V10? Not at all. I say no, not the slightest bit. It opens apps quicker than anything I've ever seen. And this is Android 6.0 with an 808 chip in it. So it's really quick. Now, do I prefer 6.0 over 7.0? No. I'm pretty glad that I went and got the LG V20 because it has 7.0 Nougat. But will you be disappointed with 6.0? No, not at all. Will you be disappointed with the LG V10? Not the slightest bit. The phone's quick. It's responsive. This is after 6 months and it's this fast. So imagine when you first get it. It's nice, quick. The user interface is nice. The 5.7-inch screen is beautiful. The whites is nice and whites. The blacks are nice and blacks. The blues are nice and blues. And that's like I don't know what shade of blue that is, but that's fucking gorgeous. You can customize your home touch buttons down here. The phone is fully customizable, like all the way down from the keyboard to display to the second screen. You can show when the main screen is on. You can show when the main screen is off, which I do. You can even pick what order you want the second screen to display in, which is really cool. So excuse my not being able to use my phablet with one hand because you're not supposed to. That's any phablet. That's the one thing I didn't like about the Samsung Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge is that even though it's a 5.5-inch screen, it's so small. Like I paid for a really big phone, I paid for a phablet and got a normal size phone. I don't like. You can even set, like I said, to show when main screen is off, date, time, or your signature, which I love. I do the date and time, but like I said, you can customize this fully, and even I forgot to show you. Even when you want to customize this, let's say you don't want to put that on, you can go into there, and that's my frequently used, which is my bank, my Pandora, Facebook, and Netflix, and I can add a fifth one if I would like. Let's say Chrome. So I'll put Chrome there, and then boom, it adds it at the top. So don't make this a war between the LG V10 and the LG V20 because they don't compete. They don't. The LG V20 does not blow the LG V10 out the water. It does not. But is the LG V20 a very good phone? It is. Do I prefer it over the V10? Yes. Does it make me regret getting the V10, or should I tell people not to get it? No. I'm going off of feeling here. If you really want a second screen, you want a fast phone that will last you a nice little while, you want the hi-fi DAC, excellent camera, beautiful dual front-facing camera if you're a selfie person like I am, 64 gigs of storage, 4 gigs of RAM, 808 chip, Android 6.0, then get it. I mean, run to the store and get it. Don't make it a war between the LG V10 and the LG V20. Don't make it a war between the LG V10 and the iPhone. If you want an iPhone, go get an iPhone. If you want an Android phone, go get an Android phone. It's not that big a deal. But like I said, I prefer Android over iPhone. I love Android. The usability of it is perfect for me. But the LG V10 is a really, really good phone. Here you got what they call Q-Slide apps, which I friggin' love because it saves you a lot of battery life. You don't have to physically open the app to do something. Let's say I just wanted to send a quick text message, then boom, here I go. I just wanted to add something real quick. Boom. The LG V20 does this, but not on the scale. They actually downscaled it for the LG V20, which I did not like. Boom, calendar. Like, I love the Q Slide app. I want to just make a quick phone call. Boom. Like, the Q Slide apps are amazing. You can even set different sound audio for the profile you want. I mean, I don't really know exactly what to talk about. Like I said, y'all probably watched 15 billion reviews on the LG V10 or the LG V20, and I'm going to do a personal feelings review on both of them. Just to tell y'all how I feel about them. Not really to tell y'all the specs about them. Just to tell y'all how I feel about each phone. So y'all can get a sense of this. I hate when Android does this. I don't like this, how this looks. So that second screen up here is perfect for me because I don't need to go back to my 8th or 9th app. If I do, I'll just swipe over and click on it. Like, but this second screen up here is amazing. And I'm going to go through it in a second. So I have Senju Tsunade up here as my signature. You can set whatever signature you want. Tsunade is one of my favorite characters on Naruto, for all y'all who know who that is. You can control your music here. This was my Pandora. And you can pause it, and it'll tell you that it's paused and what song you paused. Recently used, I mean, no, that's not recently used. The frequently used apps, the ones that you can customize. Recently used apps. So I was showing y'all how quick this thing does this before. It's like, the phone's quick as hell. You don't need the LG V20 if you want a nice good phone. You really don't. Like I said, I got this phone and completely fell in love with it. Like, I did not regret not getting the V20, and I held this phone for 6 months. These are the people you can customize this as well. The 5 people you talk to the most, or your quick contacts. Let's say I wanted to contact my mom. I can just click on her name, either send her a text message or a call. And that's on any contact you have up there. So if I wanted to send my brother a quick text message, boom. Like, it'll take you right to the app. You can have your upcoming calendar plans right here. Boom. Now, if there's one thing about, and it's not about the LG V10, it's about Android 6.0. If there's one thing about 6.0 that I do not like, I'm a texter. I'm not really a calling type of guy. I didn't buy a $800 phone, so I don't touch the screen. I'm a texter. Whether it's Facebook messaging, Kik, regular messaging, whatever. Usually I just use the regular messaging app. But I'm a texter. So the one thing I did not like about the 6.0 is if I get a text message and I'm watching a video, I have to leave the video, though the second screen will put the message up here, which is very nice. I can just tap the message after I finish reading it and reply to it. I have to leave whatever I'm doing to reply to the message. Now, if you get the LG V10, and you're not used to something like that, let's say if you're coming from an iPhone to the LG V10, that's something you're not going to get used to. If there's one thing I did love about iPhones was the quick messaging. Like, I loved quick messaging because I text a lot. And I mean a lot. Like, I text too much. So that's the one thing I did not like. But it had nothing to do with the LG V10. It's just something to expect if you get the LG V10. Until the LG V10 comes out with Nougat, which I think is coming out in February, I believe. I can't remember exactly what the forum said. But if you're getting any 6.0 phone, be prepared for that. Because the LG V10 goes the extra mile and shows you the message up top and allows you to select the message from the top and reply from it in the messaging app, which is really nice. You don't have to pull down the notifications menu like you do on all other Android phones. So the LG V10 does go the extra mile that no other Android phone goes, with showing you the messages at the top. I mean, that's really it. That's really my thoughts and feelings on the LG V10. Now I'm going to do a separate video in about 2 seconds on the LG V20, and let y'all know exactly what I feel about it. I just got the phone 3 days ago, and I completely love it. But I'll show y'all exactly what I'm talking about, the difference between the interface, how quick the phone is, stuff like that. But I gotta wipe this phone after I do the video and give it back to my carrier. So let me know exactly what y'all think on this video. But there's the LG V10. It's a very good phone. Big screen. Don't complain about the screen size. That's not on just the LG V10. That's any phablet phone from the 7 Plus to the OnePlus 3. Like, just don't complain about it. Like, I can't stand when I watch a phone review and they're like, "Oh, this phone is big." It's the 7 Plus. They call it the Plus for a reason. Don't say, "Oh, this is not a small phone." No, they do that on purpose. It's not meant to be a small phone. It's called a phablet. That's the one thing that freaking irritates me is people get phablets or don't even pay for it. Their company pays for it and tells them to do a review on it, and they complain how big the screen is. That irritates the mess out of me. We're expecting the screen to be big, obviously. So it's a big screen, and I love it. It's a big phone. I love it. I love the secondary display. I love the user interface. I love the quickness. I love everything about this phone. Now, I don't diss anything about the phone. Like I said, the only thing I did not like about the LG V10 was the volume buttons on the back. That's it. Like, because I would have to feel around for where the volume buttons were. And sometimes I'd be touching the camera. Like, if it's just in my pocket or something and I don't feel like pulling it out, but there's a song that I want to blast that's in my earphones and I just want to turn the volume up. Sometimes I'd be pressing the camera thinking I'm pressing the volume up button. So that's the only thing I did not like about the LG V10. Let me see if I could dig something up. I don't think there is anything else. Nope. No, nothing. There's nothing else I did not like about the LG V10. That was the only thing. So let me know exactly what y'all think about it, the build. If I could talk about that, the removable battery, the SD card slot. It's a fully loaded phone. It's an all-around fully loaded phone. So let me know exactly what y'all think about it in the comments. All right.